So, okay, getting into the last story of the day, folks. Russia. Always Russia. They're losing the war in the Ukraine, in my opinion, right? They are. They've lost a lot. Doesn't matter what's going on with our current administration. They're definitely just like look. Russia currently right now is on track to lose 50 million people of their population by the year 2100. What I mean by that is right now, 2025, Russia's got about 132 million people. And over the course of the next 75 years, if birth rates don't increase, they will be down to 82 million people by the year 2100. And people, like, that's a thing. That's a big impact on their economy. And we're kind of noticing that around the world in many ways. But Russia, that's, again, they've lost a lot of people in the last couple of years on this whole war. They're hated by the rest of the world. And, you know, and it's not going well for them. And one day, maybe, hopefully, they'll wake up and actually overthrow their dictator and, you know, find a way to join the rest of the world and have prosperity. But until then, they decided that the best course of action is to go to war, and the culture war, obviously, on characters like Shrek. So Russian lawmakers have taken aim at Western animation in what is being called a bizarre cultural crusade, singling out characters like Shrek, the Grinch, and those from Monsters Incorporated as what they call ideological threats. Yeah, because, you know, Mike Wazowski is a massive ideological threat. The man's a fucking company, man, dude. He's corpo. All right, what the hell? Now, during a recent State Duma session, officials argued that these characters, flawed, sarcastic, often grotesque, are being portrayed as positive role models in stark contrast to the obedient, morally upright figures of Soviet-era cartoons. According to lawmakers, this is part of a broader hybrid war. This is culture war bullshit, but they call it a broader hybrid war being waged by the West to corrupt Russian children and to weaken national identity. This is something that China did a while ago. China is very much trying to lessen the impact of the West. They are like, there's like no effeminate men on TV. They got rid of all of that, right? They don't want anyone being gay or going like, you know, oh, maybe I identify like that. No, they want like the hard, rigid, emotionally distant Chinese men that they feel is going to be like the best way to survive. I don't know. But they're completely afraid by having positive male role models that maybe don't fit the traditional, you know, a completely rigid ideology of what a dad is, right? Like, I'm a good role model for my kids, man. I hang out with them. I play with them. I teach them stuff. We have a great time. And that's shown, studies have shown that that's a good way to have your kids, like, is to have a good positive father figure. Having role models that are flawed and grotesque and sarcastic are not bad, because people can look at that and find flaws in themselves and then realize that they're not that big of a deal. And it's better for children's mental health to be able to have those identifiers. So, you know, they don't bottle everything up and think that they're always the damn problem. But of course, you know, this is Russia and they're dumb. Now, here's what they say. They accuse Western media of smuggling in values like individualism, rebellion, and disrespect for tradition under the guise of children's entertainment. My God, would they hate Miss Rachel. The government is now pushing for new regulations that would prioritize traditional Russian spiritual values. Hold on, let me do that again. Traditional Russian spiritual values in all kids' media. That's Blippy, but he's fucking Ruski. Come on, man. Lawmakers also lament the current lack of legal tools to restrict Western cartoons. Though proposals are underway, this isn't just about Shrek at all. They're just kind of targeting Shrek because Shrek is big. And, you know, here's the thing. They should have waited until 2026 when, like, they start rolling out the marketing for Shrek, because I'm pretty sure Paramount would have a hell of a time, you know, making fun of Shrek being banned in Russia or something. But really what this is like all these kind of ideological culture war type situations. It's about trying to keep narrative control and like ideological protectionism, using children's content as the frontline marker of that. And if you notice in the United States, it's very similar. It's very similar to that here, right? You know, you've got like kids entertainment, and then you've got a bunch of middle-aged white people usually coming out and attacking it as being like non-traditional or problematic or things along those lines. And that's the biggest problem that I found with all this, obviously. So stupid, it's dumb. It's the world we live in, folks. And of course, it's the weird, it's the wild, it's the what the fuck, it's burn after listening. So